I had some really exciting mail today. So this is my 5th block in our Slow Stitch Collab 7 partner Slow Stitch panel block switch thing. And this one is from Anne Brooke. So super excited to receive this. I haven't looked yet, but I can't wait to see what she's made. And I'm going to open it up now and show you what lovely work Anne does. So very exciting. Ooh, whoa. Oh, there's lots of goodies in here. Oh wow, these are those garment pins. Oh, I've wanted to see these. I haven't got these. They're cool. So a lot of people put them into their slow stitching. I haven't tried that yet, but I'd like to have a go at that. So cool. Thank you, Anne. Okay, I've got some buttons here. Oh, lovely old buttons. I love these buttons. I really don't have any of these. I found one which I put onto my sister's block, which I showed you in a video previously. But I'd love to get some more because they're really cool. They're covered in linen. And that's a cool odd button as well. Lovely. Love them. Thank you. Oh, and here's another one. Beautiful old button. Oh, look at the embroidery. Anyone who's followed me for a while knows I love these. I've got so many of them. So that's absolutely beautiful. I haven't got a little round one like that. That's really pretty. Thank you. Oh, it's exciting. It's like Christmas, getting lots of goodies. And some bits of fabric, selvage with some beautiful fabric. I love selvage, stitching those kinds of things onto little bits of slow stitching, or they'd even go really well if you're doing Anne's 52 tag challenge, which I am doing at the moment. And some more lovely fabric. Beautiful greens. I love green. Gorgeous flowers. Oh, and this one's really nice texture. It's like thick, probably maybe a linen. That's pretty. Very pretty fabric. Thank you. Oh, and there's some goodies in. Oh my goodness, look at all the buttons. Oh, oh, my block. I'm going to hide that. I wanted to be more of a surprise. Just when I said I needed, or wanted, not needed, although of course we need these things, don't we? I wanted some more of these buttons. Look at them all. Little cufflinks. Oh, I'd like to see what people do with them. I got some in another pack. And I'd like to see, like, do people put them into their slow stitching? Oh, gorgeous little buttons and cufflinks and bits of rickrack. Fantastic. Oh, I'm looking at my block already. I want to look at all the goodies first. So this is just full of little bits and pieces. So let's cover it up so I can't see it. So, oh, gorgeous little handkerchief with a pretty lavender trim around the outside and some gorgeous flowers. Actually, I could have used these in my last tag I've just done. Anyway, I might add one later to another tag. So happy stitching. Love, Anne. Thank you, Anne. Oh, that's a beautiful colour. Can you see that? My lighting's not the best because, again, I'm indoors, but that is a beautiful lavender, and it looks like it's possibly been dyed. It's a gorgeous colour. Not sure how well that's coming out on camera. Lovely. Oh, and that's a lovely colour too. I love dusty pinks. Beautiful. I'm loving everyone is sending lots of little extra bits and pieces because when we put our projects together, I know I certainly want to do a bit more stitching with the bits and pieces that people gave me. Suffolk puffs, can never have enough of them, and little crocheted tiny little doilies, which is perfect because I don't have any little ones. So thank you so much, Anne, for all the extras. And now let's have a look at this gorgeous piece of work. There is so much going on, and stitching is just immaculate. It is so perfect. So it looks like she's stitched onto an old piece of quilt in the background in beautiful colours. And then, so my colours were spring sort of colours with indigo blue. I absolutely love indigo navy blue, and sort of pinks and greens and lavender and things like that. So that is just perfect, and it's going to look so pretty alongside all the other ones. So we've got some bullion stitch up here. These are little bullion stitches, little sort of running stitches holding down the lace. I love how you've done like tram lines with like double stitches. That's a really cool effect, and going in different directions. And there's a really small thread there, and then a navy one and also a green one going in so many different directions. We've got some gorgeous hexagons, and they look old. I can see here that this is an old one, and these are like my favorite buttons, and you've put them everywhere. And a gorgeous piece of little lace there, blanket stitch. There's tiny little crosses on those pins there. What a sweet detail. And that's beautiful fabric. And in here is all seed stitching, tiny pink seed stitching. So it's actually, I wonder if it's, no, I don't think it's that fabric. I'm not sure. But it looks like it might be like this colour. And then when you've added this, when Anne's added the seed stitching on top, it's just given it a bit more of a brighter pink. And this is so interesting. So a little, probably off a piece of lace or trim a little flower, and then it's kind of like a pistol stitch with a French knot, I think, on the end. So creative. Little French knots along here. Some more little tram sort of tracks here. And of course a Suffolk puff. I feel like you always need to add one of them. I think these are French knots. They're very sweet little knots, and little French knots along the inside of the flowers there. It is just beautiful. So I'll bring it up close so you can have a look. Just let me make sure that the camera's focused. Sorry, you might wobble a bit while it focuses. Just look at how neat all that stitching is. It's so creative. We've got chain stitch, blanket stitch. I love these. Wow, that's a really interesting, is that like a lazy daisy and then a really long stem? I've never seen that before. That's a really interesting stitch. It's just beautiful. And what beautiful colours. So let's have a look at it. I know I won't be able to get them all on screen, but what I might do is I'll put each one next to Anne's. Like they just complement each other so well. I love that Anne's is just such soft colours. I do love bright colours, as I said. I love the really bright pops of pink, like on the bird. They just look so pretty together. So thank you so much, Anne. It is absolutely stunning. I was so excited to receive your block. And what perfect timing. This is my February block, and it's come right at the start of the month. So just gorgeous. So I just have one more. I have two more blocks to send. Well, to finish and then send. So I have Susanna's, which I'll be able to post soon. It won't take long because it's just from Australia to Australia. And then I have Melanie's block, and I haven't started that one yet, but I do know exactly what I want to do. So I want to get that done in the next couple of weeks so I can get it in the mail to the US. So 2 more blocks for me to go, and then I'm done. And also I've got my sister's, which she should receive soon, with lots of extra goodies for her because it's almost her birthday. So very exciting. And now the last thing I want to show you before I sign off is, speaking of Anne, I've obviously been doing her Handmade by Anne 52 tag challenge, and I think I've already shown some of these on video, but I just thought I'd show you where I'm up to. So this was my first one with the theme being all white, and I think I've already showed this one with lots of old bits and pieces, and I stamped some old fabric under there, and that beautiful pearl button with the back stamped. This was the second week. where the heart was the theme, and this is a gorgeous fabric, one of my favorite fabrics, which I had a very small supply of, but I've just recently been able to buy a bigger piece of this old fabric, which I love. It has the large sheet has like blue stripes on white fabric and then beautiful pink flowers, and my sister Rachel even bought some as well. So that was heart and week 2. This was week 3 and the theme was scrappy. So I pulled out little scraps from my scrap basically bowl with lots of scrappy pieces of fabric, stitched them down. So there's a bit of linen in there, that's a bit of sort of lace trim, that's actually Japanese silk, I bought it at a Japanese store, some more linen, etc. I just couched on some sari silk, and I really love that sort of pinky purple. This was some lace that I had avocado dyed, and I've done some little French knots along the bottom. And then what I did with this cicada, just to show you the technique in case one day you might like to try it, excuse me. So I got this Tim Holtz stamp of the cicada, and I stamped it onto fabric using the Jet Black Stays-On ink. And then what I did is I literally just embroidered over the top of it. So hopefully you can see, just focusing you again. So I did lots of little tiny stitches, pretty much just all straight stitch, and then I had like a variegated purple and green thread, which I did for the wings, and I have a very fine, I'm just trying to find it, very fine silk thread. It's an old one, very fine, that I've used to sort of stitch the detail on the wing, just seeing if you can see the sparkly wings. So I've stitched down to make the wings. And then just done the eyes and legs in sort of a navy, and a few French knots and a little bit of running stitch across there. So that was scrappy, and that's my cicada. Okay, this one was week 4, and the theme was doing the fly stitch, the one that Rach and I were debating which was fly stitch and which was feather stitch. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is the fly stitch. So I've got one piece of fabric underneath, which is the pink one with the stripes. Then I used a piece of the selvage and stitched that down there. I think that's French. I'm not sure what that means. Hopefully it's nothing bad. I stitched a little bit of lace along the side, and then this pink flower was from another fabric, and I just used the fly stitch as the stem. Just very simple tag, this one. And with this little sort of stem here, what I've done is I've done a lazy daisy stitch, and then I've just filled it in with some straight stitches. So that was week 4, just checking, yep, week 4 fly stitch. And now this is my week 5 tag. So hopefully you can see this, because I have really done white on white. I'll just move it up so hopefully you can see it. So I've used a piece of quilt. Looks like this. So I cut up a piece of quilt, and then I did a blanket stitch all the way around the edge with some old crochet cotton, just thin crochet cotton. And then what I've done, if you can see the detail hopefully, so I'm just moving my light so hopefully you can see better. So what I've done is I've cut out little flowers and bits and pieces off a lace trim, if you can see them. And I've stitched them all down. Then I've made stems with just a running stitch, so added them all together with some stems. And I've got some little tiny leaves here and there using, again, just a lazy daisy and filling it in with some white stranded cotton, so it's pretty much white on white. And then on each flower I've added in some little beading, just to give it a bit of sparkle and make it interesting. Down the bottom I've stitched on one of those vintage the letters, the labels that you put on clothing, and I've stitched a number 1 up here. It's double-sided, so you can see it on both sides. And then the theme for this one was kisses, which was the crosses, and I decided just to do 3 little kisses down the bottom in a red stranded cotton. So that is my week 5, and this is the back. So week 5, 29th of January 2021, and the theme was kiss, and it's hashtag, you might not be able to see that too well, 52 tags, handmade, H-A-N-N-E, made, M-A-D-E. So I'll put a photo of that on Instagram so that hopefully you can see that a bit better. But I'm looking forward to Friday's challenge, which I don't know what it is, but my cards are all ready to go. So I've got my 52 cards. That's going to be the back of all of them. And then on the front side, they're neutrals, and I basically followed my sister's tutorial to make the tags. So I'm really enjoying the challenge. So far so good. I'm keeping up each week. We're only 5 weeks into it. There's still a lot to go, 48 to go, so no, 47 to go. So hopefully I continue on. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my tags and also my absolutely stunning block from Anne. So thank you so much, Anne, and thank you, Susanna, for creating such a fun challenge. I know Rachel and I talk about it quite regularly. We were chatting last night, and I know she's super excited to see this. So, Rach, enjoy the video, and I will see you again soon for another video. Okay, bye.